Sunday problem undoubtedly was a bad taste in your mouth. When you think about this group and you think about this season, what do you take away from it?
I have a lot of pride in this group. You know, we've been talking about it all season long. Everybody was like so shocked that it was so good from the jump, you know, and we just kind of meshed very well. But the women, the people in that locker room are so special. And you never know how it's going to go. You know, when you come to training camp, especially when we had a couple returners, you never know how it's going to go. And so I was just very, very impressed with our resilience, our toughness, problem solving, figuring it out. And like I was talking yesterday, everybody was in the right part of their journey for us to come together when we did. And that was the best part, because it was very organic. And I just enjoyed coming to work every single day. And obviously we came short of our goals. You know, they had us 9th to start the season, whatever. And here we are, you know, we're playing the last game, playing, you know, an extra 5 minutes of the season to win a championship. And yeah, it hurts, it sucks, but I have a lot of pride in what we were able to accomplish as a group this year.
Fee was just in here telling us that she thinks that the losses Sunday was something that she's never going to get over.
Yeah.
Does it feel that way to you too?
For sure. I mean, like I think I said it in my halftime interview too. Like I just wanted it so bad, and you know, the chips fell as they did. But I don't think I'll ever get over it. You know, I still catch myself turning on social media, or you know, I'm supporting my teammates and things like that. But it's hard to see. It's hard to replay it in your mind, especially when you're out there. It's hard, you know. And as an athlete, that's what you live for, is playing championship games and things like that. But it's definitely gonna sting for a while.
He was saying that even yesterday, after you guys did all your medical stuff, that everybody said, go to dinner one more time because this group was so.
Oh yeah.
You know, a lot of the group will be back next year. You're starting 5, but it won't be the same, right? I mean, every team has a slightly different chemistry. As you remember what worked this year, knowing that there'll probably be some changes going into next year, what's the key to kind of keeping that chemistry and taking the next step?
Well, obviously, I mean, having our starting 5 is really, really valuable, because I think we learned a lot with each other. Like, I think we figured out how to get through like hard times together. We went to 2 Game 5 series in the playoff run. That builds character, that builds cohesion, that builds trust, that builds belief within that group. And I think, you know, like I said, it's about the people that you're going to war with, you know. And I think we learned a lot about each other internally. And so whatever happens, we want to continue to build on that, because that was what really got us through the hardest times. And so, like, knowing that our starting 5 is coming back and we're going to be able to build on that, and, you know, with this sour taste in our mouth, I'm very, very excited, you know. Obviously, you want to have rest and things like that, but like, I'm so excited to get back in the gym, because I know how amazing we can really be if we lock in, and we can still do a lot of amazing things in the future.
Looking back to last year's exit interviews,
Okay.
all the way through, don't worry, I'm not going to go that far back, but just kind of starting at the end of last season, going all the way through having dinner last night, made a lot of good memories, a lot of good moments this last season. Looking back now, I know it hasn't been much time, but are there any 1 or 2 favorite moments that stand out? I mean, we had the Commissioner's Cup, the finals, a whole bunch of things.
The Commissioner Cup was like a special moment, because I think that was like the first time we really believed in each other, that we could really do something special, you know. And when you have that kind of, I love that they put that in the middle of the season, because I think it gives an extra intensity where it can become like monotonous. You have like this extra intensity that you're bringing out the different balls, and you're playing for something a little bit different. So I think we learned a lot about each other in those moments. But then I think that moment when we made it to the finals, that Game 5 here, it was just really special. And the thing that's most special for me is that we just did it together. It's a collective. Yes, Fee's had an amazing, phenomenal season, you know. But like doing it together, and she feels the same way, you know. Like just being able to do it together as a collective. I think that's the most special part, because it wasn't just one moment, it was a multitude of moments, and we did it all together. You know, Courtney's shot, like, there's so many things that like happened throughout the season. It's just like, wow, like the trust and belief that we had in one another, those are the memories that you have, like that feeling of being in that locker room and, you know, just being with your sisters every day. It's kind of hard to explain, because it's kind of unheard of, especially in professional sports, to have that much chemistry in the locker room and cohesion. And I think, like I said, it's very, very rare. Because this is the best of the best, you know? We're the best women's basketball players in the world. And so there's always ego, but having the ego checked at the door and being able to still like do it as a collective, is very, very rare. So I was just really impressed with how he carried it, and everybody had their moments throughout the season. But I would definitely say the Commissioner Cup, and then that Game 5 here against Connecticut was unbelievable.
And K-Mac, speaking about playing here in Minneapolis, you've been here for a few seasons now. I mean, this season, Maya Moore's jersey retirement, sellout crowds in the finals. Just what was it like playing in this city this season?
And they showed out. Obviously, you know, you heard about like the dynasties and like you see all the pictures of like what it was like for the teams that were in the finals before, but actually being a part of it this year, oh, it was so awesome. And that's what you live for as an athlete, as a pro athlete too. Like I would catch myself like just kind of looking up like in those finals games, or even our playoff, like our semifinal games and things like that. But I'm just very grateful for our many fans, like just showing out. You know, New York had 17,000, whatever, came back with like 19,000, or I'm like, man, come on, you know? And that's a lot of pride, that we have pride in that too, you know? And so knowing that they show out, like we take pride in that, we put on the court too, when we know that they're showing up and showing out for us. So it was awesome, man. Our fans have been so loyal. You know, we started 0-6, started 0-7, they still showing up. Just the belief, I think we just reignited that belief. Obviously the Wolves had a great run last year, but especially for women's basketball and where it is now, like reigniting that belief. We were just talking, like the amount of like people that come up to us, like even though just out, just having dinner or whatever, and the amount of people that come up like, hey, we're following with you, you know, we're rooting for you, we're cheering for you. Like it's been more and more each year, and especially this year, it's been awesome. So thank you. I just want to say thank you to them, because they really showed out for us, and it was a big part of why we were able to make such a deep run.
And then K-Mac, last one for me, kind of all season, even Lon today was crediting your leadership, just how you do everything on the court, from, even Game 5 guarding Sabrina better than she's been guarded in years. Just what is it about kind of how you approach the game that allows you to have that leadership, and then also just kind of do everything? Yeah,
I'm very, very competitive. I always feel like there's more that I can give. I've been very fortunate to have the coaching staff that we do. Katie Smith has been a big part of my growth too. Just being able to find ways to be better at the game within the game. I take a lot of pride in that. Like, and I wasn't going to say this, but I think that we've lost, especially in the WNBA, like that. Like where we see Stewie and Asia and Fee, like they're going at each other, guard each other. And I feel like as a guard in this league, like I take a lot of pride in guarding the best player, and I feel like it should be vice versa. Like, I think that we should take pride in that, and I found, an extra ignition in that, like taking value and having pride in guarding the other team's best guard. And I want that same thing, I want that same smoke. So I feel like that's something that we've lost as guards in our league, is like, I take a lot of pride in guarding other team's best players. There's only some teams that have that, Jackie Young, Cloud, like they'll take a lot of pride in that, but not too many others. And I really find joy in taking on that challenge of guarding the other team's best guard, and I think that's kind of lost. Like I feel like the 4s and 5s in our league, they take a lot of pride in guarding each other, and we all talking about that, the Alyssa Thomases and blah blah blah. But as guards, like I feel like that's something that we've kind of lost. So, but to speak on your question, I just as you grow, you get older and you mature, you realize your value is so much more than just scoring and putting the ball in the basket. And I've had a lot of joy. I found a lot of joy in finding other ways to make our team better, whether that's leadership, whether that's defense, whether it's whatever, just talking more. I'm very competitive in that way with myself, but also just want to be the best version of myself for my teammates. And I found a lot of joy in this group too. Like Lynn said, just finding ways to be a leader, whatever that means. Finding ways to win, helping Fee be Fee, and helping Land be Land, and Court be Court. Like, there's so many different things that I feel like I can do in my experience to help them be the best version of themselves. And like I said, I just find joy in competing in that way.
Kayla, you've always been very open about how much this organization means to you. And then mutually, at the announcement for your new contract at the end of last season, Coach said, K-Mac is at the root of all of the good that happens with us. The bond between you two and just you and this organization has always been strong. Just wondering if you could share a few words on just how much stronger that bond, has gotten through another season, and just, how much it grew even stronger this year.
It's hard to put into words like what Minnie has meant to me in so many ways. We don't talk about like what's going on off the court. It's always we just talk about things, but this was like some of the hardest 6 months of my life, like personally. And so I'm just very, very thankful internally that I have this group that I do. And that it speaks, and it goes way deeper than like I can sit and talk about. But the people that I go to work with every day, like from Claire to Cheryl to Katie, BB, like everybody, Brandy, Chuck, like A-Train, like there's just so much love. And I'm built on that, I'm built off loyalty. I'm very, very loyal to the soil, like homegrown, like small town kid, like those things go so much deeper for me. So to feel like I have family in such a chaotic world that is basketball, being a professional athlete, you carry that with you, you know what I'm saying? And that's why you see the success, and that's why you see like the confidence, because I have family behind me, you know? And I genuinely believe that. And that doesn't happen a lot in pro sports. You know, it's up and down, it can be this and that. And I genuinely feel like I have family behind me, and that's why I feel like I can go out and be myself and be confident and play the way that I do, because it's built off love. And it's built off, you know, genuine loyalty. Like I want to be the best version of myself for this organization. And I said that before last year. You know, we started on 6, we made a playoff run, and I was like, I can't wait to come back, because I knew that we had something special. We were building putting those roots down, that foundation, and obviously we added T, court, land, and kind of made it crazier than I expected. But in a good way, you know, and I think it was, like I said, it's just built off love. Even the things that I built with Fee, you know, that trust. You know, I have so much belief in her, and just watching her bloom as a superstar in this league, and then watching Court do her thing, and it's been a collective, and I've just been very, very fortunate, you know, because, you know, saying that I'm playing some of the best basketball at 32, I don't know if I would have been doing that if I would have went somewhere else or anything like that, but just the belief that I've been able to gain from being around these people every day, it's just hard to put into words, you know, because it doesn't always happen that way. And it just makes me want to come back even better, because I know how much love and appreciation I have for this organization. I just want us to be the best, and I want to bring a championship here so bad. And because we deserve it. The city deserves it, this organization deserves it, my teammates. So I know that I'm a big part of that, and so it just makes me want to go harder, you know, and get better and be the best version of myself. So I just have so much love for this place.
As far as sort of like immediate next steps, we know you're playing with Fee and Court in Unrivaled.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Just as far as like when do you know, Fee talked about players reporting, you know, January 2nd, you know, from now until then, just kind of, you know, what's next for you? Do you just get to get a reprieve? Just kind of what are you gonna do from now until then?
Oh gosh. It'd be normal, I guess. Normally I'm like almost halfway to Istanbul already. So I'm very much looking forward to like just passing out Halloween candy. I got a house in Charlotte, just hanging out with my fam. Not really doing a whole lot. Like just being normal, like hosting Thanksgiving and just being Kay. Honestly, I think that I've been on go for a while. I've been overseas and, you know, doing all those things. And Istanbul's been a really big part of my life. Fenerbahce was a big, big part of my life. But just being able to be Kayla and hang out, also just training, kind of building from the ground up, being able to get back in the gym and work on things that I really want to work on, and not in the season aspect, like playing games, but like actually getting in the gym. Very much looking forward to that. And just enjoying life too, you know, just I want to take some trips. I want to go to Napa. There's so many things that I want to do. Going to football games, big Steelers fan, sorry guys, but big Steelers fan, so I'm going to the Ravens game with my brother, like just going to Billie Eilish concert here in Minnie, just doing the things that I genuinely enjoy to do off the court, which is like music, sports. I love to cook, you know, just kind of exploring, and I'm on my world tour now, so I'm excited about that.
We have time for one final question.
Well, while you're on your world tour, for those of us who don't know what the grind is like for a pro athlete,
Yeah.
you know, you just finished up a really grueling season, but you're already talking about ready to come back next year.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you want to come back and, you know, kind of handle unfinished business. But what is it like on the scheduling aspect of things between resting from this season and then training and getting prepared for the next? I mean, when does that switch kind of occur?
It's different for everybody. Everybody, you know, has their own way of doing things. Like, you know, if I was 25, it might look a little different than what it looks like when I'm 32. I don't know what it looks like. I'm actually excited to see that part too. I want to get in the gym with like other guards too around the league. I just, you know, I'll talk with A-Train. A-Train has been amazing for me. Like, shout out her. I think a big addition for us. I think, you know, having that schedule with her is going to be huge. We have a lot of trust in her. I think she just showed up I've had like 119 weight training sessions with her just this summer. You know, you don't really realize like all the things that you put on your body. Like we've ran like 110 miles just like between practices, shoot around and whatever, which is crazy to think about. That doesn't even include games. So, you know, I think they're first like just genuinely turning everything off. I kind of want to couch her out for a little while. I put a theater room in my house. I want to watch a lot of football. You know, I want to catch up on all my shows and like just chill for a little bit. But then I would say probably like mid-November, just kind of ramping things back up because, you know, we obviously play in January. But I just want to get back in the gym and work on all those things. But I think it's just giving yourself like 2 to 3 weeks to kind of come down from everything mentally as much as like spiritually and physically. It's like the whole gamut, you know. It's not just sitting down and like not touching the ball. It's like mentally, like physically, like emotionally. It was really hard. What just happened on Sunday. So just coming down from that, I'm still trying to process all of those things. But I think like mid-November, just revving everything back up and giving myself like those 6 weeks to really just like lock in on all the things that I feel like I want to get better at. And you know, I'm excited about that part because it's really, I'm just going to be kind of trial and error figuring it out. And Adrian and I already have a plan to figure that out with my body and things like that. But just, you know, as far as basketball, just working all the things like that I feel like I can get better at and help this team be better for these situations coming up. So I'm excited to get back in the gym and just kind of work on everything because I haven't had time. I've been overseas 9 years out of my 11 pro years, so I'm excited.